big day yesterday for Nebraska basketball. Things were looking south after 4 straight losses. They were not playing very well. Derek Walker had a rough stretch of play, and the team followed kind of his lead. But yesterday, Keisei Tominaga.
Tominaki.
Bill.
Yes.
Sip. 30 points, a career high 30 points for Keisei Tominaga, 12 of 18 shooting, 5 of 10 on threes. It was not just threes. He was cutting below the hoop, getting some layups there off of some good passes and good cuts. And Nebraska holds off Penn State 72-63. This was great, but what was sad to me was the final line of the broadcast by Kevin Kugler on BTN. It was factual. It just kind of told you where you're at. It said Nebraska, for the first time under Fred Hoiberg, reaches 11 wins. It was a celebration. It was supposed to be a good thing, but to me, it's like, yeah, that's pretty eye-opening that this is the first time. Hopefully, they win more games on top of that. But I didn't want to bring down a great moment by.
But you did.
I did.
You did.
Well, I thought to me, it's like, dang, yeah, it's true, but that kind of sucks. That we first time.
Yeah, it is kind of. It is tough, but it was an exciting game to watch.
It was.
I was really fired up for Coach Hoiberg. What a great job he's done with a bunch of people out. People, young guys, being able to step up. I was with what you said. I was so impressed with Tominaga with his ability to cut to the hoop.
Yep.
Also, with that, the passes that were made underneath were unreal because the ball would touch his hand and it was up within just a nanosecond,
right?
Which means the pass was perfect, and so he'd have to regroup himself for the defense to have a chance to recover. So I thought that was very impressive. Plus, they made a lot of runs in the second half.
They did.
There was like
You're
6 times. All of a sudden, it's back to 2.
Yeah, here we go.
It's like back to 4, and they held everything off, and they did not look panicked.
Oh, they did.
Did not look panicked. So that part was really, really impressive. Yes, 11 wins. That's a little bit of a startling situation for the amount of time, but boy, what a great job coaching in that game by Fred.
Yeah, they did good. I mean, it's fascinating. Keisei, the whole Keisei picture. Jamarcus Lawrence said after the game that most of the offense is designed to get the ball to Keisei, because if he gets hot like that, then it's going to be rough. The interesting comment, though, I thought of what I saw was Raphael Davis. Raphael played for Purdue, and he's on the BTN crew. And he just flat out said that a lot of guys will take the court and not take Tominaga seriously because he says he doesn't have the look.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't guard him well. Now, when he starts popping, you got to. Now, what I wonder is the next game will be interesting because Tominaga will have all the players' attention. I know he has every coach's attention. Coaches are detailed. They know that you got to guard him. But now Michigan will be on guard. It'll be interesting to see if Tominaga can get into double digits,
Road game.
Yeah.
I think he's much more relaxed. If you look at his minutes prior to injuries, like what do you have, 31 yesterday?
30 points for
30 points.
No, minutes.
Oh, minutes. Sorry. He had 31 minutes.
Correct.
Correct. Yep.
So the difference is before when he came in, it was like, hey, get hot. You're a shooter, right? Get hot.
Yep.
If not, get out. And so now he's playing a lot more minutes, more relaxed, has more time, doesn't feel like I'm going to have a couple shots. If I hit him, I'm going to stay for longer. If not, I'm going to come out. So I think his time right now with the injuries, he's taking that to his full advantage, and then also getting the extra minutes. Only late in the game did they go after him defensively and backed him down into the paint a little bit and it caused a little bit of issues.
They did do that.
And that was the only thing that really stood out defensively.
He can't guard a big guard.
Down, and then they got that switched up. I think they put Greasel on the next time and had a change up for that. So it was another great job by the defensive coach.
Wasn't it, Jake? Was that who it was?
Pickett, they bounced through a couple guys that defended Tominaga.
Yeah, and you notice every time that Tominaga is guarding someone, they go right at him. Because those guys, I mean, Penn State, I'm sort of amazed that Penn State didn't play better defense on him. Penn State, they should be a good defensive team because they're tough. They're a tough, good-looking team. They should be able to play good defense.
For what they looked like, the points in the paint was ridiculous matchup.
Yeah, Nebraska 32-16. They outscored Penn State in the play.
That's impressive.
That's because
really
Penn
impressive.
State took 38 3-pointers. They attempted 38 threes, made
Good for
14, so they made quite a lot. Quite a few. Seth Lundy had 8 himself.
Yeah, they're the best 3-point shooting team in the Big
He
Ten.
shot 38 threes. Nebraska shot 20 threes, made 8 themselves. So yeah, you're not going to score in the paint very often when you're jacking up 38 threes in the ball game.
Yeah, long rebounds usually with shots of that nature also.
Yes, yeah. And by the way, rebounds. Fred was looking for 3 things to happen in this game: rebound better, limit your turnovers, and get off to a better start. All 3 things they did. In fact, Nebraska only had 7 turnovers after having at least 15 in each of the last 3 games. 7 turnovers is all. Hell, Derek Walker was having 7 turnovers himself.
He was having a rough stretch there.
But not in this game. The fast start. They got off to a 20. They were up 26-13 was Nebraska. So check that box.
Yep.
And rebounding. They won the rebounding battle. And Nebraska, they won the rebounding battle by 1.
33-32.
Thank you. And
still a win.
Yes, and Nebraska, when they win the rebound margin, is 11-2, 4-0 in the Big Ten.
Well, also a thing that helps Nebraska in games like this is that you had refs that let the play go. They didn't call ticky-tacks. Nebraska had 6 fouls this entire game. The entirety of the game, 6 fouls. Penn State had 15. Penn State had 4 free throw attempts. Nebraska had 18 free throw attempts. Nebraska had 6 fouls in the game. So when the refs just let contact go and don't call every ticky-tack foul, Nebraska's going to have a chance.
John Higgins was a ref. Kip Kissinger was a ref, and another Zebra, Keith Kimball. John Higgins, longtime Omaha guy. You know him, Bill?
I do not.
You don't? Kip Kissinger. He had to be a high school player in Nebraska for a while. I recognize that name, Kip Kissinger. I'll Google that at the break.
Okay.
So, yeah, Nebraska gets off the schneid. They had lost 4 straight. And they needed, come on. I mean, they definitely needed this game.
Well, it was also, Tominaga was the star in the game. But, again, look at the other guys. Jamarcus Lawrence started, freshman, 11 points, 9 boards.
Big game.
He played very well. A couple, 3 threes in the game. A huge dagger at the end to kind of clinch the win for Nebraska. Go up by 8 late.
Made his free throws late.
Yeah,
made 2 free throws.
So did Sam Hoiberg, by the way.
Yes.
He made his free throws off the bench.
Yeah, he missed 1, made 3.
Right. Derek Walker, 9 points. Sam Griesel, 7. Denon Dawson, 4. Sam Hoiberg, 7. Wiltshire, 2. And Breidenbach, 0.
The crowd, okay, full disclosure, none of the people in this room went to the game. Coffee talk.
Did not go to
But we did watch it, though.
Did watch the game. I will be in attendance next week. I think I've got Wisconsin when they're in town. I will be in attendance for that game.
Okay. Take good notes.
So
are you going to be on press row now?
No, I think it's just kind of a shot at me, and I don't have a job anymore, so I lost my tickets. So I think that's why I wasn't there like that. But that's okay. That's okay.
Who was taking a shot at you?
That's okay. It's all right.
I didn't know you
Free
got
time bill. Free time bill. I got it.
I didn't know you got. I did not know.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We worked through it.
I didn't know you got your own tickets.
You have tickets when yes.
Really?
Yeah, you have all those options. Yes.
Okay.
Also, real quick, off the schneid. Explain.
What's
it mean? When you're off the schneid? It's used all the time. What's it
monkey
mean?
off the back,
Monkey
basically,
off the
right?
back.
I mean, there's different terms.
I know what it means. I know what it means. But what's schneid?
Schneid, I don't know.
Do you have the?
I have no idea. That's what I'm saying. But used all
don't
the time.
ask me questions.
Sometimes we use
air,
phrases that we don't know what the words even mean.
But you should know. You guys are sports. You guys are sports. Get
off the schneid.
Get a hold of Bombeck. He'll know.
The director
of sports.
That's in his.
I bet it is.
Anyway, if you're the director of sports, you know all the lingo.
I'd like to know
the vocab.
Can we check the text line?
Nebraska's off the schneid. I don't even know how to spell it.
Yeah.
SCHNIDE, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Could be.
It's a term we just have all accepted and said, yeah, we don't know what it means, but they're off the schneid, baby.
Yeah. So I knew what it meant. I mean, what we're trying to get to it. Right there, Josh has got his phone out now. He's going to go to Google, a search engine.
Yeah, give us the history of off the schneid.
Yeah.
What it means.
We gotta get this show off the schneid.
Oh, we're off the schneid, baby. We're talking Nebraska hoops.
Okay, so the crowd, but it did seem loud to me. It did seem
it was a beautiful day. People wanted to get out of their houses, and it was 50 degrees outside. Yeah. So, on a Sunday, let's go watch some basketball. It's a game that was winnable. Penn State, is a good team. They're not a great team. Obviously, you saw they lost by 9 points to Nebraska. They're now 5-7 in conference play, 14-9 overall. Michael DeCourcy
has them in the first 4 out.
This loss hurt them.
Yes.
This was a bad loss. I mean,
crushing loss.
It's a road loss in the conference play, which is hard, but
pretty
it's
much
tough.
ends things. It ends it. It's over. Yeah, write it down.
You think this is the day that Penn State lost
Absolutely.
their tournament bid?
Absolutely.
What if they win 5 in a row?
Over. It's over.
It's Bill.
If
you know today Bill's coming with more hot takes?
yeah.
That's a hot take.
Yeah,
you think it's over for
a
Penn
hot take on 5-0 here on to get a run? Think that's going to happen?
No,
I was just saying that's hypothetical. I'm not saying
we
that
know
would
that.
happen.
We know that. We need to.
We want the history of what Schneid means.
We know,
Josh.
We've already covered that, Josh. Right, we got to stay away back there.
Where did the Schneid term come from? That's
I like this version of Bill.
He's spicy right now. He's spicy on a Monday.
I like it. Penn State out of the tournament, Bill says. Huh.
Yeah, they're done.
I'd have to look at the schedule. Again, DeCourcy has them first 4 out.
Okay, we have someone that has an answer for Schneid.
Okay.
This is from Tyge, Tyge. Tyge.
Yeah.
Schneid is a failure to score a point in gin rummy.
Whoa!
This might be. This phrase might come from a game of gin rummy.
That's outstanding. That's why
Can someone confirm that?
I don't know, but if that's accurate, that's we have that could be accurate.
German and Yiddish.
Yes,
according to Joshua.
According to Josh, yes.
I just got a screenshot of the same thing. It's from gin rummy. Failure to score a point in gin rummy. That's where the Schneid comes from.
Off the Schneid.
I'd like to go with just a huge shout out for that, and then a pat on the back to me for coming up with something to talk about that was interesting. We all got better today because you guys have been throwing it out like for the last 7 years,
as has the whole sports world. Everybody.
Now we know we got better. Gin rummy, unbelievable.
So yeah, if it's a failure to score in gin rummy.
This is from Wikipedia. Before take it as you want. Before
look at Jake.
Before Schneid referred to a losing streak, the word was used to refer to failure to score a point in gin rummy. So boom.
Wow.
Schneid, way to go. Nice.
Josh,
nice question.
Yeah.
Good question. Good research by our
I'm
listeners.
trying to bring something to the show.
Yeah, he always says, Bill's big thing is
say something interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Say something interesting.
Yeah.
Say something interesting.
Okay. Well,
so right now you two are up.
Well, here's the problem we have with Nebraska basketball is that everyone wants to say after one win that, hey, Fred Hoiberg's safe. This was awesome.
Yeah, and I'll take on Bill on something here in a second.
Okay.
That he's done such a wonderful coaching job with these guys out. They're on a 4-game losing streak with those guys out. So, I mean, maybe he's done a good job.
They got killed by Maryland.
The record doesn't necessarily reflect that. In fact,
there's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. I liked how they looked yesterday.
Yeah. I did too. I absolutely did.
If they had lost that game yesterday, there's a good chance they just completely go off the rest of the season, drop. I think. I think that because Penn State is one of their most winnable games besides Minnesota at home on the schedule still,
and Wisconsin at home.
Winnable game, yes.
Yeah, winnable.
But the self-doubt comes in with knowing that this team has had losing streaks that have gone very, very long in conference play.
Yes.
If they had lost, I could see them tailing off even more.
I don't. You know what, Jake? I agree with Bill. I disagree with you, and I agree with Bill in the sense that I've never seen this team start to kind of go away. They've lost big, but it's not. You don't look at them and say, now there's been a couple games where Derek Walker you kind of wondered about, but you don't.
That's your leader.
But in totality, I've never looked at this team and said, "Oh, they're tanking. They're tanking." We've seen that here. I've never seen that with this team.
Do you recall the Northwestern game in Lincoln where they lost by 15 points?
Yeah.
They looked terrible in that game.
They did not look good that game.
Their defense was horrid.
Well, or you'd say Northwestern's offense was excellent. I don't know. I don't think their defense was great, but Northwestern was on a heater.
Nebraska entered this game yesterday with 4 losses in a row, all by double-digit points.
Right. That's why when Bill was saying Fred's such a marvelous job, I'm like, oh, wait.
Well, that's why I was saying that if they had lost a game at home after all those double-digit point losses, I could see this falling apart.
Falling apart seems dramatic to me.
Well, we've seen it.
I'm gonna go with Jake on that.
Really?
Even though they've held strong for everything, this game would have been a tough one to recover from.
All I'm saying is they would have Wisconsin on their home court, which Wisconsin's scuffly, not very,
They lost to Northwestern.
All right, on their home court, and they scored 52
Yeah,
points.
that's right. Low scoring game.
I mean, Bill used to score 52 himself. Right.
I could have if we went back and just took the tape and put where a 3-point line would be. That's what we'd have. That's what we would have right
You got Wisconsin at home still. You have Maryland at home still. Maryland's tough. Maryland's in the tournament right now.
I was watching Maryland on Saturday night a little bit. Minnesota might be the worst team we've seen in this conference in a long time. Nebraska's been bad. Minnesota is atrocious. They were down by 40 points, I believe, at one point, or 35 to 40 points against Maryland on their home court. Saturday night, Minnesota.
Who is Minnesota's coach? I'm going to say was.
That's Ben Johnson.
Yeah, he was Minnesota's coach.
He ain't going to be there anymore.
I don't know.
They are horrible.
What year is he?
I think he's second year coach. Yeah, he's not going to be there next year.
I don't know if he'll
they're terrible. That team is awful.
Now, okay, so you got home games left against Wisconsin, Maryland, Minnesota, and Michigan State. Should get 2 of those for sure, right? 2.
But now I feel better about that.
Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Minnesota. If you lose to Minnesota at home, that's a terrible loss.
It's not happening.
I know you're not a great team, but they are an atrocious team.
That's
You've
another
got to
win.
win that one.
I think they could get to 6. Nebraska. 6. Maybe 7.
They could maybe steal a game on the road, right?
7-13. I'd say Fred's back.
Probably not beating Rutgers on the road. They're second best team in the conference right now. Not beating Michigan, probably. Not
Michigan's playing very well right now. They're on the uptick.
7-5 in the league is Michigan. There's a log jam for 3rd place in the league. I think it's 3rd place.
Like 7 teams.
Yeah.
At 7-5, yeah.
7-5.
Iowa's on the heater now.
How about Iowa?
We saw Iowa, to end the year, just throw a clunker at PBA. They
in a calendar year.
They had like 50 points. In Nebraska won by 18 points. Nebraska was good the game. Iowa couldn't score. And now Iowa has just become a force again in the conference.
Yes, very
after
odd.
a terrible, terrible start to Big Ten play.
Yes. So, I mean, that's interesting. You guys think that if they would have lost that game, they'd go tankward. I do not agree with that.
It's because of where they have been in recent
seen
years in the situation.
I've not seen evidence of that.
I think it would have been very hard for them. That would have been a tough one for them. Because from here, they're on the road.
Yeah.
That would been a tough, all of a sudden you could be on a bad deal situation.
Mm-hmm.
Kent does not like you saying that 6 is great. He says, 6, wow, what an accomplishment for Nebraska basketball.
Well, it's market improvement. I mean, you got to say that, right?
It would still result, if that's all they got to, that'd be a 13-win season, which is the best Hoiberg's done, but it's still well under 500.
Oh, I know. There's people out there that are not. They don't want to hear this. Like, oh, if they get 2 more, if they get 3 more, that's market improvement. Market improvement over a destitute situation, right? I mean, that's what it is. But I don't know. They look good yesterday. I'm with you guys. I mean, Bill in particular. I thought they looked really good yesterday. They played not just Tominaga. They played good defense. Game plan was excellent. They're a very well prepared team. That's what I'm saying. I don't agree with you at all on the tankward thing. They just don't look like that team to me.